Hello everyone, this is Moses from Wilona's Cave. I'm gonna do a little behind the scene thing of what I'm thinking about with this campaign that I have on Substack with Warhammer. I'm in a conundrum and I'm gonna explain my thought process. So if you've been watching, I'll link up a video and I'll also link up the Substack of the campaign. Session 1 has already been out and it's well received, that's good. Thank you for all your nice comments and suggestions, etc. Suggestions of what may happen in the story or in the narrative or the journey or the adventure. It is following Tibben, Ratcatcher, and his dog. That's not his dog. I wish it was. This is just a little sewer terrier. Oh, right here. Let's zoom in. Right there. It's angry. It's an eye patch. And always three-legged. Always one of the legs is hurt. It's always a three-legged dog. Well, three-legged in the sense of like one of the legs is hurt. But yeah. So, but the stat block is pretty much the same. So I'm in a conundrum. Tibben is about to journey off into the cemetery. I'm already writing the next session. And I'm gonna try to do an art piece, like the little tiny 3x3 watercolor art piece per session. But while I was thinking about what to draw, I was reminded about Hackleswell, my Dragonbane series. I'll link it up right now if you want to see that. I won't get too much into it because I don't want to give any spoilers. But how Hackleswell's journey ended reminds me a lot of Tibben. Hackleswell used to be a decorated combat soldier, but as he aged, he became a scholar. And he went off to venture on his own, like Tibben. I mean, Tibben has his dog, Greta, but a dog can only do so much. The stat blocks isn't that great, but at least he's not alone. But this isn't the Misty Vale of Dragonbane. And also the Misty Vale, to me, I don't have much information of. To me, it's new, the Misty Vale, okay? Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, that is, Battles is already 40 years old. That's 1983. 86 was the first edition. Next year is 40 years of fantasy roleplay. And that's 40 years of me knowing. I mean, I played an 89 solo only of Warhammer. But you know, nearly or 35 years now, I don't know, something like that. I don't want to do calculations in my head right now on camera. 35 years of knowing what type of world Warhammer is. It's not the Misty Vale. It is mud, blood, and shit, frankly, and that's exactly how it's advertised as. It is a perilous adventure. Even if you go to the river and back just to go wash your clothes, you can die. That's how easy it is. His character sheet's underneath. So I'm worried. As many of you know of the season finale of the Dragonbane campaign, I'm not going to say any spoilers, but and to prove I don't fudge my dice rolls, trust me, I didn't want the ending that the one that happened, but it had to happen that way. The dice is the one. The dice decided for me. I'm seeing the same thing again. Hackleswell was a non-combative character. He was a scholar. Tibben is a non-combative PC. He's a rat catcher. There's no way. What I have the idea of this adventure to be with the cemetery that he's inherited outside of Middenheim, there's no way. I am gonna use all my points for fate, fortune, resilience, resolve. I'm gonna use them all very quickly. What I have in mind for what Tibben is gonna go through, I don't think he's gonna make it. And this is also to help with solo. you could see how my thought process is. You could say, Moses, just calm down. It's solo. Don't make it so hard. Well, there's no point in that then, because this is Warhammer. This is supposed to be so hard where I should have 7 character sheets ready because I'm going to lose characters like crazy. Okay? It's not that great. I mean, he has only 17 wounds. That's it. He only has 17 wounds. That's not much. And he doesn't have armor on top of it. He doesn't have armor as well. So, I was looking over the GM screen for Warhammer, which is not very useful any longer because of Winds of Magic and Up in Arms have changed a lot of this advantage systems and all that kind of stuff. But I was looking at it, and I'm playing it, and I just kept on getting reminded of Hackleswell. So I started writing and jotting in my notes how Tibben is going to go on a journey to the cemetery. He has to do that anyways. He has to. I mean, that's the whole point of this. And I was going to do a very short, like this much, if you could pinch on the screen, this much body of text for a journey. I didn't want to bog down this story or this adventure with a long journey to that location. I wanted to speed it up and maybe one dice roll in there if need be. But I said to myself, Tibben is a very introvert or recluse, and he thinks to himself a lot, and he knows that he doesn't have enough self-confidence. I don't think he has enough self-confidence. Case in point, when the children were making fun of him, he just shrugged his head down like he was just the little child that gave up. He needs a companion other than a dog. He needs a companion. One moment. And it's gonna come out of here. Hard nights, rough nights and hard days. He's gonna get a gnome rat catcher, which is in the back of this book. And a gnome, that race, there are rat catchers for that race. So he's gonna get a little buddy gnome to help him. I hope this doesn't change the way you think of this journey. I think many of you thought it was gonna be one person and everything. But I know it can't be, because I'm hard on my players, my characters. As a GM, let's say, I'm hard on my characters. And what I have planned for this adventure, he's gonna have a really rough time, like Hackleswell did. So those are just little side notes, a little solo RPG tip. Put yourself in the shoes of your character, especially if it's a solo character. Would they survive? Are you just setting them up for failure? And if I send him alone, I'm setting him up for failure. So he's gonna gain a companion. He's gonna reach out and hopefully convince this gnome rat catcher to help. Now, gnomes aren't really part of the, Middenheim and anywhere. Gnomes are really in mountain. Gnomes are in the middle of a civil war, as far as I remember, with the lore. They're in the middle of a civil war. But, there is that book, and they have a whole list of careers that a gnome could be part of, and one is a rat catcher. So I need to have Tibben meet up with the gnome. I'm gonna write that up now. I'll include it in the adventure. All right, everybody. Happy gaming. Bye.